If I could fly like birds on a high, then straight to her arms I'd go sailing. It is far beyond the stars, it is near beyond the moon. And I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet beyond the shore, we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. What a nice song. Hey everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a good day today. You gotta love some jazz. I'm a jazz guy. I like all kind of music, but that's what I chose to listen to today. So my name is Mr. Sullivan. This channel is all about math and helping you understand basic math problems, and hopefully you'll have a better understanding after you watch some of my videos. I want to remind you, if you want to see more of my videos, to subscribe to the channel, support the channel, help me out, and press the like button if you like my videos as well. So today we're going to be talking about finishing up a kind of a three video series on equations. And so we got some more basic equations we're going to talk about today. In the upper right hand corner, I always try to have some extra notes or some steps for this lesson. The main difference that you're going to have to recognize is the difference between expressions and equations. So equations come in multiple forms. What I'm focusing on is one-step equations, two-step equations, and multi-step equations. So that's in the upper right-hand corner. And I'll begin. So today's lesson kind of focuses on some word problems. And in the word problems, it's important that you read the word problem, pull out the keywords, and you need to figure out what operations you're going to use or what tools are you going to use to answer the word problem. So this problem says, which expression represents the number of stamps Sarah has left? Sarah collects stamps and keeps them in envelopes. She has 9 envelopes with a certain number of stamps, S. In each envelope, she sells 3 of the envelopes. So here is a multiple choice form of the answers, A, B, C, and D. What you should do is pull out the keywords. Sarah collects stamps and keeps them in envelopes. She had 9, so I'm going to underline because she had 9. That part right there. Envelopes with a certain number. It tells you a certain number. So if they don't tell you what number that is, that's going to be a variable, which they tell you that's S, a certain number. Certain number. That's important. In each envelope, she sells 3 of them. So if she sells, that means she's giving away. That tells me already. She sells 3. That tells me that she's going to be subtracting 3 from something from the 9, or there's going to be subtraction involved in this problem. So once you pull out the key information, then you just make sense of it. So Sarah collects, and also I suggest rereading the problem. I always reread it to just make sense of it so it can sink into my head. Sarah collects stamps and keeps them in envelopes. She had 9, so she started with 9. She had 9 envelopes with a certain number of stamps. So if you have 9 envelopes. That's telling me she has 9 groups of something. And what represents groups? It's either, so that's either got to be this one. So in each envelope, she sells 3. So I'm thinking right off the bat that it might be A, but let me read through B and see if that makes sense. I'm going to go to B. And if I can't really see that that makes sense, then I'm going to distribute like you can distribute the S. And when you rewrite this, that's going to be 9S plus 3S. So that's not going to be it. I don't think that's going to be it because it says subtraction. The word problem is telling me that it's going to be a subtraction problem. So I'm going to automatically say that it's not B. Now this is 9S minus 3S, but the S represents groups, or no, the S represents stamps. So it says there's 9 groups of stamps, but it doesn't tell me there's 3. Let me see. She sells 3 of the envelopes. So she does sell 3 groups. So that would be 3 groups of the envelope. So I'm thinking right now the answer could possibly be C and not A. In D, it says 9S minus S minus 3. It does, from the word problem, it's not telling me that she has 9 groups of envelopes minus 1 group minus 3. So I'm thinking the answer is C. So let's just see what the answer is. We clear this out. Clear it out and back it up. And as you can see here, the answer is C, 9S minus 3S. So there you have it for that one. Let's go to the next. What is the area of the wall that Keisha will paint? Keisha will paint one rectangular wall of her bedroom. The wall measures 10 feet by 8 feet. So I know that the area of a square or a rectangle is side by side or length times width. So and it gives you the area there. So all you're going to do is just take multiply 10 times 8. So the answer for this one should be C. Let's see. C. And there you have it. Okay, next one. What number should replace n? If 47 minus n equals 29, what number should replace n to make the sentence true? So that's another way of just saying solve for n. Figure out what n equals. So in this case, you would just solve this equation by isolating n, getting the n by itself. And I would I look at the sign of the number, start on the left side, and subtract the 47 from the left side and subtract the 47 on the right side. The reason why I'm subtracting is because it's positive 47, and in order to move this 47 or to get rid of it or cancel it out, I have to do the opposite operation or the opposite of the sign of the number. I'm not looking at this negative sign. I'm looking at the sign of the number. So that's why you subtract 47 here and subtract 47 here. That's going to leave you with a negative n on the left side. So to get rid of the negative n, we have to remember that there is an invisible 1 in front of this at the end. So you would divide at the end. So let me just show you how this would work out. My handwriting is just not that good on here, so I'll just do the best as I can. So I'll write out the problem first. 47 minus n equals 29. Okay, 29. Oops. Okay, so since this is a positive 47, you're going to subtract 47 on both sides. Minus 47, or add the inverse of it on both sides. Okay, minus 47 on that side, minus 47 on this side. Okay, now can you take 29 minus 47? Yes, you can. You're going to get a negative number. So when I go to my calculator, if you don't know what that is right by just looking at it, then you would just go put in your calculator 29 minus 47, and that's going to give you what? 29 minus 47. That's going to give you a negative 18. So to complete this problem, I'm going to rewrite it. That cancels out. This is going to be left with negative n on this side equals negative 18. Okay. Negative 18. But I'm not done with solving the equation until I have a positive variable. So in order to make this positive or get rid of the negative, remember that there's an invisible 1 there. So I'm going to divide both sides by a negative. Negative 1. Divide this side by negative 1. And then divide this side by negative 1. And that's what's going to make this a positive 18 at the end. So n should equal positive 18. Positive 18. So it should be B. The answer should be B. Let me click here, see the answer. And there you have it. It is B. Let me clear this section out and go to the next problem. Let me see here. So I've got the, now back to the mouse. Next problem. Write an expression for the number of hummingbirds Lewis saw on Saturday. Write an expression for the number of problems Lewis saw on Saturday. I'm going to turn my music up because I like to listen to a little music while I'm doing math. Write an expression for the number of hummingbirds Lewis saw on Saturday. You notice I've read it 3 times, so I suggest you read the problem over and over again. On Friday, Lewis saw a certain number of hummingbirds, H. On Saturday, he saw 3 more than twice the number of hummingbirds he saw on Friday. Write your answer. So you're just writing an expression on this one. Let's just see the answer. And that is the expression for that one. That's 3 more than 2H. Explain the difference between the expression and an equation. So an equation has an equal sign. That's pretty straightforward. And you need to know the difference between an expression and an equation. An expression is a string or a string of numbers and letters without an equal sign. An equation has an equal sign somewhere in between that string. So there's a difference. And you also solve an equation, meaning you'll get one answer from an equation. An expression, you simplify it. So down at the bottom here, I always want you to describe more. I have 2 or 3 more examples I'm going to go over. So just give me a second. So here on the board is a couple of equations. There's a 1-step equation, there's a 2-step equation, and you also need to know what multi-step equations are. So in a 1-step equation, that means I'm just going to use one operation in order to solve this. So separate the problem. Figure out what side you're going to start on, if you're going to start on the left or you're going to start on the right. I'm going to start on the left because the variable is on the left, and I'm going to get rid of the numbers that are not close to the variable. Remember, this is a positive 3, so in order to cancel it out, I have to subtract 3 on the left side, and then I also have to subtract 3 on the right side. Whatever I do to the left, I have to do to the right. That's going to cancel out. That's going to leave me with a negative r equaling negative 3. But I'm not done yet because at the end of the day, I want the r by itself. It's not by itself because there's an invisible 1 there that we have to remember. There's always an invisible 1 in front of any variable. So to get that to be by itself, I'm going to do the opposite operation by dividing by negative 1 on both sides. That's going to give me r equals 3. And that's the answer for that one. I know that looks like more than 1 step, but this is called a 1-step equation. The only extra step was just making the negative into a positive at the end. Here's a two-step equation. So I'm going to have to do at least two basic steps to solve this. So I separate the problem, figure out if I'm going to start on the left or the right. I'm going to start on the left because the variable that I'm trying to isolate is on the left. And I'm going to get rid of, first I'm going to get rid of what's not close to the number. First, I'm going to get rid of what's not close to this number. So what's not close to the variable is 10. So I'm going to subtract 10 first. Then I'm going to bring down that 5x because that cancels out. 5x is going to equal 10. 20 minus 10 is 10. And at the end, I'll get, this is my second step. So that was one step. My second step is dividing by 5 on both sides. Because you got to do the opposite operation in order to cancel this out. And now x is going to end up being 10 over 5, 10 over 5, or 2. That's the answer for that one. So it goes further on with multi-step equations. When you have multi-step equations, then you just follow the same rules. You're just trying to isolate the variables by doing the opposite operation of whatever is going on in the problem. So I will continue to put out more videos every day, every night. I've been putting out 1 or 2. If you have questions or videos specifically that you want to see, go ahead and put those in the comment section. Also, subscribe for more videos as they are to come so you could get notifications when I do put them out. And press the like button if you like this video. It'll help me out. I'm trying to grow the channel. Once again, this is Mr. Sullivan, and thank you for